seen anyone yet.
Well, man, Vaughn.
You know, I love Vondon to death, but the biggest reason why he was able to compete was because that track was nothing but straightaways.
Just shot my boy down.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but that's the biggest reason he kept up was because of the straightaways and that thing's straight line speed. Like, the reason I left you guys so much is because of the corners. Like, my car out-handled you guys in the corners. Oh, nuh-uh, not today, bitch.
Watch that. Your car turned into a drift car. It's like, oh, you touch curb, I go sideways.
Oh boy, John Monstron has donated $20 through Super Chat. Well, thank you, King J. I appreciate it. Well, he didn't. Well, it's fake. It's not real.
He typed it. He did that type stuff.
I was gonna be like, yo, what? King JM, come to mine and do the same thing, my guy.
Yeah, come over here. I could use that.
Nah, bro, but like, imagine that like he actually has like donated and like fucking like there's some like random special like place I can go to collect or whatever, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
So that white line, does that apply to GR3s too?
It applies to everybody.
Okay. I'm actually liking this point.
Oh my god, invisible! I'm spectating invisible. This man's completely off the fucking track and the barrier's trying to fucking get that good line of turn one. Jesus. My man's like, we can use the whole track limits on this turn? Bet! Oh, don't cheap it!
Leave it to Fidesz to be late.
Yeah, Fidesz.
Aren't his kind usually early to everything so they can get ahead of everybody?
No, fuck no, the opposite.
Do you notice
cold tires.
He's always early to SHP lobbies, but never to a race.
And my teammate is giving up on practice. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna channel my inner fucking Lewis Hamilton, just do donuts.
How many laps are we doing?
25.
20. Point 25?
25. It'll take roughly 30-ish minutes.
Cool.
Sweet.
And GR1 cars will sit at the start line until all GR3 cars have completed their second lap. So we'll be sitting there for about 3 minutes. So be careful going into turn 1. Tires are going to be cold. Just remember Sarth.
At least I'll have more grip than I did in the 787. And better brakes.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I could probably rip that Sauber C9 around this track. I tell you what.
I don't think I could. Nope, Fidesz GT350 is now online.
Alright, let's see what I got here. Hold up.
Then again, he probably joined through his phone.
Yeah, he did.
Desi telling me don't mess up. You know what, Desi? It's when you tell me not to mess up is when I fucking mess up, okay? Let's not do that. So for those of you who are watching the streams, so just so you guys, if you missed out on the first one, there's two different types of car classes that are racing in this one. There's GR1s and then there's GR3s. The GR3s are battling amongst each other while the GR1s will be battling amongst each other.
Wait, is the race started?
If a GR1 passes a GR3,
no, you're good.
Interrupting cow says what? Goddamn. So, pretty much it's a mixed class. So as long as everyone just races nicely and the GR3s get the hell out the way when the GR1s come by.
Yeah, blue flags, motherfucker.
It's not that easy all the time.
Bro, my stomach hurts like a bitch.
I'm actually liking this point.
No, we gotta replay the famous Ferrari message. Fernando is faster than you.
Yeah.
What was that? Fucking Hockenheim in like 2010, 2011?
Wasn't it 2012?
I know it was in Hockenheim. That's the one thing I remember.
Yeah.
Felipe Fernando is faster than you.
That was when it wasn't allowed whips.
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take
Or something like that.
quick shit.
They couldn't say switch.
Alright,
We'll
we'll see fight us in 3.5 hours.
Doing what?
Take a
I'm gonna
shit.
take a take a shit real quick. I'm not timing it. I don't take 30 minutes.
Excuse me.
Years
That's
like that.
okay. Whatever. We'll see fight us in about 4.5 hours.
I'm sure it's not gonna be like 10 years. Oh fuck!
Hold on? Did Ollie cheat? Ollie Mouse suspend it.
Okay, just so we're all clear on what's gonna happen when we do the qualifier. When we're done, we will all leave the track. I will keep track of where you start. I will set the grid myself by your times. The GR1s will start in the back since we start after the GR3s.
Damn, Enzo, track limits.
We're gonna line up for the national anthem, and then we're gonna do the delay start like we did last time, and then we're gonna go.
What is Enzo doing? Enzo just said, "Fuck the road. I'm going through the grass."
Oh my God.
Damn, Enzo, just trying to take Bloody out. Why don't you?
Enzo, if you pull that shit during the race, you lose all your points.
Ooh. He's trying to take Fathead out, but Fathead's ghosted. Yo, can we just pull an F1 if he hits Bloody, he gets a 5-place grid penalty?
Oof.
Give me a second, I'll be back. I'm getting something out of the way, and then when Fighters gets back, we are going to start.
Well, he's taking a fat Mexican shit, so he's probably gonna be a while.
All those burritos.
Nah, man, he eating them Doritos Locos Tacos. Enchiladas. Yeah, the tamales. I had the feeling Enzo's just like waiting to take Bloody out.
I think he's definitely got to be lifting behind me. I mean.
Oh, he is.
Obviously.
Oh, is he gonna give him a NASCAR? Is he gonna give him the bumper? No, he's not. Ooh, damn! Look, he's off-roading it again.
I'm giving him the goddamn room.
And he still says it. How the hell is he set a personal best lap in the grass? What? Oh, and he's hit Bloody. 5-place grid penalty. Flag on the field. Physical contact been made. 5-place grid penalty to the number, whatever that is, Chevrolet. To the number 44 Flowmaster. 5-place grid penalty. Number 44. How did I not know? Fucking Lewis Hamilton fans.
Oof.
I mean, I did 233, so. Fuck!
Oh, there goes Enzo.
And, yep, he forgot the brakes. Hey, Enzo, the brake is on the left, not the right.
This man. Oh.
Then we got Ollie with the brightest car out here.
Oh.
Who just abandoned the corner. Oh, don't mass spin it!
My tires are.
Bono, my tires are going!
I mean a Mercedes, so yeah. Look at this. Whee!
And he's Mazda spinned it!
Handbrake. Oh fuck.
He Mazda spinned it again!
Professional driving.
Yeah, professional.
Like this. Whee!
And he's Mazda spinned it again.
Oh no. Oh, there's a road there. Oh.
Alright, is Fida's back now?
Yes.
Alright, bet. Is anyone not ready for this qualifier to start?
I'm ready.
Whee!
Let's send this hoe.
Oh shit!
Hold on.
So is everyone ready? Like 100% bloody, everyone.
I'm ready.
Let me do one thing real quick.
I love how I say, is everyone ready? Tyler Man leaves the track.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this shit.
Okay.
That head's about to absolutely destroy me.
Did he eat dinner?
What?
Did he eat?
He ate all.
Damn!
Wow.
Are we talking like a whole pizza? Like a whole big pizza? Or...
Yeah, he had
Adrian,
like eight,
Adrian
like
asked,
6 slices to himself.
"Can I join?" And to which I say, "No, you cannot join."
Why the fuck do I have the pit lane in the back?
What? Yeah, what the fuck? That's unfair, bro.
Wait, what?
We got the back pit lanes, bruh. This shit's rigged. I gotta
All
deal with
about
all this traffic.
enjoying, I guess, I don't know.
How many laps is it?
Alright, so real
25.
quick, does everyone have their voice sharing allowed to be
Mine's
shared?
always sharing.
Mine is...
Enzo,
I'm gonna be
Sergeant,
famous.
Sergeant.
I haven't heard Sergeant. I haven't heard Sergeant talk since he joined. So
Sergeant, you got your ears on?
oh,
You know
shit.
mine's always on.
Party, right?
I don't know. Somebody check.
Alright.
Manji, you're not racing. See if Sergeant's in the party for a certain real quick.
Sergeant's not in the party. Yes.
Is he in the party?
No.
No, he is not.
Nice track limits, Fetus.
Shut up. Come over here.
Oh, don't turn it on me.
Hi, switch guards, what?
Give me that slipstream, boy. Woo! Oh shit. This is gonna be scary into turn 1. I'll break myself for good. I somehow kept that within track limits, okay? French versus German power.
Ooh.
Peugeot away.
Huh?
Said Peugeot all the way.
I wanted up the straight line speed test.
Jesus, bro.
I see that proximity arrow.
Got it. Wait, is it just 3 Group 1 cars?
Yeah, Vonda didn't make it.
Vonda couldn't make it.
Thank you.
Bad seeing this.
Thank you, Miss Polly. Yes.
Barely.
Thank you, Sergeant. Passing left.
Is Sergeant in here now?
I don't know. I was just thinking of me, even if he isn't. Somebody's commenting on my stream. Can't look at it right now. Oh, Invisible Mouse suspended. Rip.
Oh, Sergeant.
I checked the party. Sergeant's not in here.
Hey, Manji, are you
Fuck.
here?
Yes, yes I am. I am just watching videos. What's up?
Excellent. Can you text in the lobby chat and tell Sergeant that he needs to be in the party chat? Or to tell him or ask him to join the party chat.
I'm studying it on PlayStation and Twitch. Oh, no, Twitch and Discord.
Thank you. Damn, I just couldn't fucking get another lap hooked up.
Alright everyone, just remember, when the race starts, we back out. And we'll do it just like we did last time.
Yep. I'm gonna run to the bathroom right after I ready up. Josh, is it okay if I just run right now? Or do you want me to wait?
Okay.
Well, you have to back out first.
I'm gonna go ahead and restart my broadcast here.
Like bugging shit.
Okay, so I just got a comment on my stream. Vonda says if you can give him 5 minutes, he'll be here. I mean, we can make that work and just make him start from the back of GR1s.
We've already started.
Oh, well,
I'm sorry. You
Yeah,
gotta be
can't-
here. You need to be here
Can't
at the
he
start
start at the back of
qualifier.
the...
No, you have to be here for the qualifier.
We've already waited for FIDES.
Come on, Invis, you need to leave track. Sergeant needs to leave track. But he's not in the party.
We can't start without. I mean, everyone has to be in the party.
Oh, there's Sergeant. Hey, Sergeant, Sergeant, back out of the race. Please. Thank you.
I'll be right back. Don't start yet.
Vondon put SMH. Well, nothing I can do about it.
Okay, so race settings, change event settings. I forgot something. Set by host. At least entered on track, so I can.
Yeah,
set the grid up.
I'm gonna take my bathroom break real quick too, so I'll be right back. I already entered chat.
Yep.
Y'all
got a piss or whatever? Hurry up.
Sergeant. Hey, bud. Sergeant, do you have your voice set to allow to be shared in the party?
Okie dokie.
I'm back.
Can you confirm for me that that's
order.
a yes? Same with you, Enzo.
What?
Just make sure your party voice shit is set to allow to share. Same thing with everyone else.
It should
Ollie,
be.
Ollie is yours.
Mine is.
Yep.
Okay.
Mine should be to allow.
And of course, this is just a security thing to make sure that if there is anything we need to go back and see, like say if you hit somebody and we need to kind of see the entire live streams and everything just to make sure someone was just like, oh my bad, just to make sure that everything was fine, then we can't do that. Okay. So. Thing that you might need to report. Okay, you can report things to either Fathead or me, and that's for us to be able to go back and see what happened with anything you needed to report, whether if it's someone that went over a line or whether if it was someone that, I don't know, hit you, bumped into you, nudged you, something like that. Note what lap you were on, and note who it was, and then tell either Fathead or I later. That being said, we are ready to proceed when everyone comes back.
I'm back.
Right back.
Okay, I'm just double checking the grid and making sure everything is fine. I'm going to.
Wait, if my driver can make it in 30 seconds, will he be allowed to race?
Nope.
No.
Nope, he
should have been. I mean, he should have been here on time, and so should Fides have. But we were able to wait for Fides, and then that's it. I mean,
I appreciate everyone not cheating.
Hour. And we're an hour late.
Okay, so you guys, you need to remember where you start. Is everyone back and is everyone ready so we can get the... What, Ollie? What's going on?
My internet starting shit again.
Shit.
It's okay, maybe it'll hold out.
I hope so.
Alright, so we're going to do our little national anthem thing. Manji's going to do his deal, and then we're going to all line up, and we're going to do the delayed start like last time. Is everyone ready?
I am.
Ryan Sturg is not on track, neither is Manji. Okay, bet. Everyone who is participating in the race is on track. Alright, let's get her. Wait, hold up. I'm double checking shit. Making sure the timer stayed. Okay, that stayed. That stayed. Okay, good. Everything freaking stayed.
Me and Ollie are just going to sit here and roast some tires real quick, Ollie.
Alright, boys. Let's do this.
Let's have a good race, huh?
So we're parking up.
Yep. 45-degree angle, segregate with teams, and we'll do the damn thing, eh?
Nope.
Unfortunately.
It's me and you tonight.
6th. You start
We'll be
6th.
the
Everyone
first
line
team.
up.
We'll be the first
Everyone-
team. Start.
I'm trying to figure out where to line up.
You're just gonna start in 6th. Just remember that.
I start in 8th.
Oh
So.
shit.
Here, right here, Cryptic. Let's back in right here.
I'm gonna park next to Ollie, so that Ollie's not alone.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I have to take my toes. Not the Cobra, chat. Fuck it. Another Cobra chat though.
So it is to park. Man, Bloody's team is like gonna be good today. I got a feeling.
Is that the only full team?
No, there's no full team.
But they aren't. Is it?
Here, let me rejoin party real quick because everybody's lagging. If my PlayStation's not being stupid.
Other racers, so that way it's just my voice on this broadcast, and there is no vocal interruption while I'm broadcasting this race and commentating.
Penis.
It'll just serve as a quick reminder, all depicted vehicle liveries in this race, whether replica or personal, are not real-world depictions of any usage, and are subject to fair use laws. With that being said, welcome to the second heat under the SHP Motorsports League title, with today being another mixed class GR3 and GR1 battle amongst the participating teams. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you enjoy the race. So to recap on the last race, it was certainly an interesting one. We had a fair bout on Circuit de la Star with a lot of gaps, a lot of fights, and a lot of very interesting points to be made from the first teams going around. So, due to the holidays, we're running a smaller lot than the last race, but all teams aforementioned are still in participation. I will go ahead and unmute the race proctors real quick just to keep in touch with them. And once the race is underway, I will remute them and we will begin the live commentary for the race.
Alright, thank you everyone for joining. And guess we're all pretty much ready to go here. Everyone here looks nice and good.
Let's get it.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. National Anthem. Oh shit, wrong one.
Code 11.
Oh, wrong one.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems we're having some technical difficulties. We're sorry for the choppy audio. We promise at the end it's still playing.
Merca.
Drivers,
USA.
start your engines.
Alrighty.
Go, Brandon.
Did y'all see that the guy who started that like movement or whatever is actually running that on his
sponsors.
NASCAR?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
NASCAR's against it.
Well, he's losing sponsors, so yeah. Yeah, I will say it's probably not a good idea to interrupt the U.S. national anthem for future references.
I'm trying to find my grid slide and I can't see the numbers.
Which one am I?
I was supposed to be 8.
Bloody, you are 4th. It goes Enzo, Ollie,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that that has
and
gone, sorry
Bloody.
there was some intermittent audio interruption for the national anthem there. The racers are going to begin lining up. The procedure is a little less than orthodox for this series. They do a pre-race qualification round, set up the blocks for the teams to go off of, and then they will start independently by classes. GR1 classes sit towards the back, and GR3 classes sit towards the front, with all of the proper racers staggered in their positions.
Hey, Sergeant, you need to be up in between Cryptic and me.
Yeah, Sergeant, you need to be back
Looks
in...
like we have...
5th.
Yeah, you need to be back
front,
in 5th
we're
place.
going to have AMS Enzo and Sergeant Cross, followed by Ollie, Invisible, Bloody Viper, Cryptic Knight, and racing in the LMP1 class, we have Mr. Fathead, Tyler Man, and Fida's GT350.
By the way, are we going to turn ghosting off?
No.
Oh.
Hey, Sergeant, you need to back up and get into 5th place, my guy.
Just as a note for mention last time, the last winners of each respective class, AMS Enzo posed first place in the GR3 category, while Fathead posed first place in the GR1 category for the Circuit de la Star heat. Looking forward to seeing what both drivers can pull off this round. This is a more technical track, less straightaways, less dependence on top-end speed, and more so focusing on the technical capabilities of each driver.
Sergeant Cross, you need to back up to 5th place,
or you will be disqualified.
Is he here?
He is.
There you go. Now just line up in that slot there. Back up a little bit.
Sergeant Cross is moving backwards
keep
a few
backing up.
positions to properly
Keep
adjust
going,
the grid.
keep going. There you go. You should be good. Like right in that slot, right there.
You can pull up to the white line of your slot there.
Pull up to the very... There you go.
Right there. That's good. Perfect. Good job.
Alright. Alrighty. So is all the GR3s ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a delayed launch, so just listen for the go. 3, 2, 1. Go.
And it looks like we have started with the GR3 heat. Enzo starting up front, Ollie following close in second. with the SHP Motorsports team following close to the middle of the pack. Sergeant Cross towards the rear with Krypton Knight just in front of him. And it looks like we have 2 spin outs right there at the beginning, and we have one person off track into the green. 2 cars fell off into the red. That's going to be Cryptic Knight that fell onto the back of the GR3 pack. Invisible and Sergeant Cross took a little hit from that, along with Bloody Viper. Back to the front of the pack, AMS Enzo is holding on, putting on the gap between him and Ollie. And everyone looks like they've gotten themselves into position on the track, and they're lining up to get to these next few turns up here. That little beginning blunder right there definitely set Cryptic back a hard amount of time. He is currently posing a 13-second gap between him and the first position.
Alright, boys. Everyone in the GR1s, make sure you're careful, because all it takes is one little mess up. And that's it.
Watching AMS Enzo taking this turn at 3rd and 4th gear, roughly around 100 miles an hour on the exit. Ollie following short behind, trying to keep just a close gap between him and Enzo. Racing earlier today with Ollie, watching him train on this track, and he was showing some excellent technical prowess, but AMS Enzo has definitely been training on his own and with his team on this track during the off time. It's certainly showing the payoff here off this first lap. And now once the full GR3 pack crosses the GR1 pack, the GR1s will begin their heat.
After 2 laps, Manji.
Last race, it was Sergeant Cross in the back of the GR3 pack. Not quite sure what the reason was last time. I think it was just bad jump in the pack most of the left at the beginning. But it looks like he's got himself a second chance to stay out of the last place this round. Now Cryptic Knight has passed the GR1 pack. And, pardon me, a little correction there. Looks like the GR1 pack is not going yet. Due to the proximity of this track, the GR3s are going to be given a couple more laps before the GR1s head out. Ollie is holding a steady gap behind Enzo, but just falling behind by portions of a second on most of these turns and areas. Looking like it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle to catch up to Enzo. He's just dominant in that Corvette up on the front. Bloody Viper and Invisibles, 2 on the same team, are maintaining the middle 3rd and 4th gap. Sergeant Cross following up shortly behind, and Cryptic Knight still trying to make up for that huge loss at the first turn on the lap. We'll see how this pans out for Cryptic in his Hurricane GT3. A little bit of sliding right there does not bode well for making up time. And it looks like he just needs to keep his car a little stable, and he has just bailed into the dirt once more. That is going to be the nail in the coffin, and many more nails to come if he does not improve his race etiquette.
Once Sergeant passes, we're going, since Cryptic's got that.
Enzo has completed his second lap onto the 3rd, followed by Ollie. The gap has now gone from a 3.8 to a 4.2 second mark. Invisible and Bloody Viper both rocking the same vehicle, same livery with different numbers. Sergeant Cross almost holding his own position back there, not catching up to the SHP Motorsports team, but also not falling behind to Cryptic any closer. And now it looks like the GR1s are on their way. Fathead is leading up front with Tylerman close on his rear, and Fighters GT just touching the back of the pack. It looks like those 2 overshot that corner right there. Fighters managed to keep it between the white lines.
Good shit.
But unfortunately, that did not serve to any benefit for any of the racers. They're all still pretty evenly squared off in that heat right there. Looking at first position again.
Oh!
Enzo is still bridging that gap just ever so slightly by tenths of seconds on each lap. He's gone from a 3.8 to a 4.2 to a 4.5 lead against Ollie. Ollie is maintaining a decent pace, but he just needs to catch up and bridge those gap on those turns right there. And he has a very heavy AMG, but that AMG has a lot of straightaway top end power. He needs to utilize that and keep it clean through the turns to help get him up to Enzo. Looks like Viper has fallen slightly behind Invisible. Both are on the same team, so it looks like they may be trying to protect this middle of the pack position to hold on to 3rd and 4th place. Sergeant Cross being passed up at the GR1 pack. Now Cryptic Knight still have not completed his 3rd lap. He is far behind, struggling to keep back up. He's almost in the same position as Sergeant Cross was this last race. Looking at the GR1s now, Fathead in a good lead, put a decent gap on him and Tyler. And Fidesz is not too far behind Tyler as he was before in the first lap. Watching carefully on these turns now, this turn is known very much to lift up the back tires and kick out the rears of the vehicles. Enzo is up in first, virtually all by himself. He is just still putting on tenths of seconds on every turn between him and Ollie, and that was a bad entry by Ollie. That just brought up that gap from a 4.8 to a 5.3 right there. That's gonna hurt big time. It looks like we have Invisible. It looks like he's battling out with one of the GR1s, trying to keep himself out of their way. Sergeant Cross just holding his own position with a 21-second gap on first. Cryptic Knight with over half a minute gap until first place. He is definitely far behind. He needs to take these laps nice and clean and utilize a good pit strategy to break the gap between him and the fifth place position for the GR3s. Fathead coming in, setting in a hot lap of 1 minute and 19 seconds, 0.425. Tyler Mensch shortly behind with a lap time of 1:21.510, and Fidesz trailing with a 1:22.266. So definitely an interesting. Oh, and it looks like Fidesz overshot that turn.
Oh, Ollie's lagged on my screen.
That's gonna cost him a couple tenths of a second. Now we have to be Fathead and Enzo in proximity of each other. See how he takes this pass right here. Nice clean on the outside, breaking in towards the middle. Right through the apex, not quite touching it, but holding on just right, using the barriers to keep his wheels on grip and on tarmac. And that is a very clean pass on a slower vehicle. Tylerman utilizing a similar tactic, but he is swinging his vehicle wide much more prematurely than Fathead does, taking a different corner approach, which does not seem to be working out for his vehicle that much. This is going to be a tough corner for him to pass. It is a very tight section, very slidey, so he almost bottomed out his back end there. But it's straight away, he's just easy pass right there on Enzo. And Fidesz has fallen behind significantly, holding the last place position in the GR1 class. Now back to AMS Enzo, who's first place in the GR1 class. He has now established a near 7-second gap on him and Ollie. Ollie just trying to keep up and hold his own. He's definitely outpacing the GR3s behind him, but just cannot catch up to Enzo, who's just been dominant since the first race in that Corvette. Don't know how he does it, but he just does it. It looks like Bloody Viper has lost some proximity to his teammate Invisible. The third and fourth place positions in the GR3 class are still held by the SHP team. That was a slight swing wide right there by Invisible, and Viper is just trying to do the same, but he's just keeping that back end down and stable on a mid-engine vehicle. It's gonna be tough. Sergeant Cross coming in now, and he has hop-skipped that turn and shoved it wide past the yellow barrier. And it looks like Cryptic Knight is catching up to Sergeant Cross significantly. This is bad news for Sergeant Cross. He needs to find a way to put more of a gap on him and Cryptic just needs to keep his head level if he wants to recuperate from last place. A couple more laps at this rate, and he will be passing Sergeant Cross soon enough. Fathead all by his own in lead in the GR1 class, followed shortly by Tylerman with now clocked a 1:19.517 lap, with Fathead holding the hot lap at 1:17.924, a near 2-second difference. And that's gonna play a significant role on who places where in this race. Fortunately, Fidesz GT only still notching a 1:21, still has yet to break below the 20-second mark per lap. AMS Enzo holding the lead by his own, still establishing the gap on Ollie. Went from a 6.8 to a 7.6 second gap, and Ollie is just holding on to that second place position. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near Enzo in this race unless a significant accident happens on his end. You can definitely start hearing the tires are starting to take a little bit of heat now. You see the wear in the bottom left corner. They're definitely starting to show some fatigue. And Invisible is following short behind on the same turn, trying to just catch up to Ollie. Doing it very shortly. The gap difference has gone down between the two at some points, but has also gone up at certain other points. Bloody Viper, though, has fallen significantly behind his teammate, behind by a whole section of the track. Southern Cross taking that initial entry right there. A little luckily could have swung wide, preserved his energy, and kept the throttle up. Cryptic Knight just fighting to get out of last place at this point. I don't think there's going to be much first place hopes for him with those two bailouts, one on the first lap, one on the second lap. Fathead's going to be coming into the 6 o'clock of Cryptic very shortly now. Tyler Man following shortly. And Fight is just cresting the same turn that Tyler Man has taken. Enzo still holding his own. He holds a GR3 hot lap of a minute 28.264. Ollie not too far behind, only 0.966. That's approximately give or take some math, some 0.7 seconds behind AMS Enzo, but still, those 0.7 seconds add up on each lap, and that's going to contribute to the gap, which has already turned to an 8.2 second gap. Invisible holding a 129.156, Bloody Viper holding a 131.786, Sergeant Cross holding a 131.180, actually a faster lap time than Bloody Viper, which means he may have hopes of catching up if he can maintain a consistent pace at that 131 low-end time right there. Knight, however, posting at 131.535, both faster times than Bloody Viper, and and right there's another unfortunate contact into the dirt that set Cryptic back once again. He now has almost a 50-second gap between him and pole position. Looks like Fathead has made a clean pass on Sergeant Cross. Tyler Man following short behind. Got to make those two passes coming up as well. Flight is cresting the turn that Tyler Man just left, sorry. And these three they're maintaining a relatively consistent gap, so I don't see them switching up positions much more. These cars are so far spread out, there's really not that many battles for positions going on right now. Everyone's just more so finding their pace and catching up to each other. There hasn't really been any neck-to-neck brawls to hold a position just yet. Everyone's just sort of going at their own pace and slowly closing gaps and maintaining gaps on each other. Cryptic Knight, however, is slowly catching up to Sergeant Cross. The gap between the two, 51 and 48 seconds to pole positions for both of these vehicles. Looks like Cryptic just got passed up by his team in the LMP1 category. Fathead still maintaining his lead in the 01 section, followed by Tyler Man.
Sorry, bro.
And Fighter's GT will be following shortly after that turn.
That's alright, Sergeant.
What happened? There's something about my name.
Checking back in at first place now. Enzo still maintaining a good run, still over half a tank of fuel. 10 laps down, 15 more to go. His tires are looking in impeccable condition, and part of that is to be credited to his excellent racing form. He doesn't slide the vehicle, he doesn't turn it and burn it, he actually keeps it stable, keeps the tires relatively straight on the braking, doesn't cause it to skid too much to where the tires experience premature wear. That's how he's able to keep up in that lead for so long with such strong tires. He treats them right, and he doesn't slide them too much and subject them to too many forces. That's going to be a significant advantage, that discipline behind the wheel that he has in keeping him out of the pits for longer and keeping him ahead of the competition. Ollie, following behind, he is at a 9.6 gap. It looks like he's experiencing a little bit of internet troubles here. There's some buffering on my screen. I'm not sure if you can see that. Uh-oh. That doesn't look right. Oh, yep, yeah, he's definitely experiencing some internet troubles. Invisible staying within good proximity of Ollie, but just not able to close that gap between him. Bloody Viper is falling behind from his teammate Invisible, holding the 3rd and 4th place positions. Sergeant Cross hasn't brought any gap down between him and Viper, and Cryptic Knight was gaining on Sergeant Cross, but he has reset his progress by entering that dirt again on the 4th turn, and that is going to set him back very hard once again, just fighting to stay out of that last place position. It looks like Fathead is coming up on a member of one of the SHP Motorsports teams who has yielded way to the faster car.
Oh shit, make sure I don't...
Tyler Man is now cresting that 1st turn. The updated hot laps looks like Fathead still holds a 1 minute 17.613. Tyler Man holds a 1 minute 19.285, a 2-second difference. That is not going to fare well for him. He needs to improve those lap times really fast and help close the gap on him and Fathead. But it is a 1:19.709, just a shade slower than Tyler Man, so he may have a hope of shaving down some tenths of seconds on that lap time and getting in closer. He's not too far behind. He's only maybe half a sector back. That's still 15 laps is plenty of time, especially with a good pit strategy to get back within proximity and snatch that 2nd place GR1 victory. Enzo out front on his own. His tires have not even taken a single lick of wear since we have last tuned into him. Still running good on fuel. Looks like he's running a tight fuel management on this vehicle. Ollie falling behind just a little bit more at a 10-second, now 11-second gap. And what's going on here? Looks like Fathead is right behind Ollie, and he's giving him a speed boost down that little straight. That was very kind of him.
Hey, Fathead.
Let's see how this turns out. It looks like Fathead is utilizing his massive lead to give Ollie some speed boost on the straightaways and help close his proximity to AMS Enzo.
Invisible.
Either a really good show of sportsmanship or he really doesn't like Enzo, one of the two. And it looks like Fathead's going to move along his way after giving Ollie just a couple little speed boosts right there, closing that gap down by a couple tenths of a second. But the rest of the merit is going to be on Ollie's shoulder to take advantage and close the gap on his own. He can't have GR1 push him forever. Invisible just passed up by Tyler Man. Bloody Viper just looks like he was just passed up by Friday's GT350. Cryptic Knight is now once again caught up to Sergeant Cross. Can he keep his nerves on the track and not allow his vehicle to fall off? It looks like a little fishtailing by both of them right there, exiting that corner. Front engine versus mid-engine setup. Right here, coming in tight.
Invisible.
Let's see how this pans out.
I think he can hear you. I think he's just not talking.
It looks like Cryptic is going to come in, try to take the inside line just a little bit. Starting Cross swung wide there. And it looked like they aided in giving him a higher exit speed. Now turning it in towards the left-hand apex here. Oh, and it looks like Starting Cross has taken on a little bit of a grass line there. That's going to slow him down. Cryptic swinging wide on him. And now he is completely caught up, but he is getting the back wheels, and that set him back once again. It looks like both drivers are starting to show just little signs of nervousness right here in this bout. Both of them have been sliding their vehicles almost at the same points. And unfortunately, as a penalty for that, their tires, they're definitely significantly worn down compared to the leader, AMS Enzo. It looks like Sergeant Cross was able to stave off Cryptic a little bit through that section, maintaining a better line, good entries and exit speeds, and stable on turns. But he needs to stop that fishtailing on the exits, so that way he can stay away from Cryptic. Cryptic just managed to take advantage of a little bit of slide there to get slightly closer, but as that kills his exit speed, that's going to put Sergeant Cross farther ahead.
I still can't hear you.
Watching him to enter in towards this tight hairpin right. Looks like Sergeant Cross went over, and Cryptic went over as well. Both of them did not net any positive position from that.
I think is what he's trying to tell you.
Get
Cross still maintaining a slightly higher exit speed on that. He's just managing to pull away from Cryptic in that Lamborghini. A true testament to the performance of the Corvette. Oh, and a little bit of back-end give out by Cross And that's gonna be it for him right there. He has lost his position to Cryptic. Cryptic now out of last place after those first 2-3 blunders he had, setting him all the way back, basically taking him out of contention for the top 3 in the GR3 section. Now it's going to be a battle of recovery for Sergeant Cross to see if he can try and find a little bit of mistake in Cryptic's play. But before we check back in on this, updates on the 01, 11:17, 4:73, just chopping down those times by tenths of seconds on each run. Spider-Man, relatively same time. He hasn't notched a faster lap time since the 5th lap. And it looks like Fides GT still maintaining a 1:19.709 as his fastest lap since the 7th. He is currently on the 13th lap pending time. But missing fuel, missing possible battery charge. I'm not sure if that's a hybrid or not. Oh, actually, no, that one is not a hybrid. That's a pure petrol. Let's check back in on the fight. Looks like while we were away, Sergeant Cross managed to gain the position back ahead of Cryptic Knight. This is definitely going to be a portion of the race that's going to be more exciting. Everyone else is sort of maintaining their positions as is. And it looks like Cryptic is taking the inside line. Sergeant Cross coming out from the in, trying to squeeze him in towards that apex and maintain a wide outspeed. Cryptic just holding on, keeping it stable right there. Both are heading in towards this next left turn, 50 meters out. Or 50 feet, sorry. And it looks like Cryptic has gotten the better of him on that turn. Cross all 4 wheels into the dirt. That is going to push him back significantly. Cryptic now feeling a little more comfortable, has some breathing room up ahead, but Cross still with that top end speed. He should be able to catch up to him in this next straightaway section should he handle these next 2 turns a little more delicately than Cryptic would. Let's keep an eye here. And that was actually a very good strategy right there, using the wide range of those bumpers, giving that higher exit speed. That's actually closed back down the gap just a little bit between him. Cryptic still just holding on, significant wear to the tires, and he has bailed himself out into the red and white section of the first turn, and he has forfeited the position back to Sergeant Cross. This is a very interesting fight we have here. These two have traded positions at least 4 or 5 times within the last 2 laps. Checking back into the 01s now. Fathead still up alone on his own. Spider-Man is now behind the fight with Cryptic and Sergeant Cross. He may get a buddy boost right here. Yep, he is going to buddy boost his teammate. He needs to be a little careful right there. He doesn't want to spin him out or give him too high of an entry point.
You're gonna look around the outside if I can make it stick.
And needs to be very cautious right here. And now he actually ended up boosting Cross just for a quick second right there. Kind of counterintuitive to his previous efforts.
Sorry, Cryptic, that was an accident.
Cross holding up well against Cryptic. Cryptic just him towards that inside, but just too much slide on the tires right there in the exit. Not really able to lay down that power and get it straight and right.
On your left.
It looks like Fides is now passing AMS Enzo. Fight is far behind, still holding that 1:19.709, a 1:27 gap between him and pole. AMS just now set a new fast lap time with 1:28.066 for a GR3. That is dang impressive. All these lap times has shown no improvement since I can't even see on the right side when his last fastest lap was. The gap between him and Enzo from the last tune-in has gone from a 7 to 8 second gap to a 16.8 second gap. Fathead still maintaining his position, leading in the GR1 pool. Invisible is just hanging on to his position, as is Viper in the GR3 class. Both of them are just at their own pace. It doesn't look like anyone's going to either lap or catch up to them in this GR3 class right now. Sergeant Cross still holding his lead against Cryptic. Cryptic just trying to come up with a solution right now. Every time he gets ahead of Cross, he makes a small mistake by either sliding or contacting grass or gravel, and he just sets himself back behind or overshooting a turn too hard, trying to gain lead on him. It seems right there, Cryptic's taking a more shallow approach to the apex of the turn. Cross is maintaining its Corvette rather confidently right there, using its wide turn radius to maintain power through the exits of those turns. Cryptic has a slight advantage with draft, but he's not able to utilize that turn radius he has to get inside of him. Unfortunately, he's just taking these turns way too slow now, giving Cross lenience, and Cross has now put more of a gap on him at the bout to the 17th lap. Looking at Fidesz now, looks like he is on his way through, still trailing the Giro 1 bout. AMS still holding strong with a 1:28.066 lap time. Fathead has now, all the Giro 1s are now beginning their lapping completion of the Giro 3 class. So the numbers are going to be slightly mixed up here on the left side. AMS Enzo looks like he has fresh tires but no refuel capacity. He should be able to manage the rest of these laps with what he has left, but he may need to take a second pit just to give us a quick fuel boost to maintain those last 4 to 5 laps. Fathead has some tire wear, but nothing too significant. Ollie now 17 seconds behind the lead for the GR3 class. Invisible just barely keeping Ollie in his sights, getting a buddy boost from his teammate right there. And hopefully that doesn't send him into this corner a little fast.
It is.
Ooh, a little shaky move over that barrier right there. That's a tall barrier, roughly around 5 to 6 inches off the ground. That's going to lift the tire up with enough velocity.
Do not let him pass Ollie. Just get him up to Ollie.
Invisible is getting a boost from his Giro 1 counterpart, and he has just bailed, and he has spun out in front of his teammate. That is unfortunate. That has set his teammate right there back. Tyler Man is now coming back in.
I backed out of it.
And
I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him.
But it looks like that was Fidesz that has fallen to the outside.
I backed so hard at that corner not to hit Fidesz.
Cryptic still trying to catch up to Sergeant Cross. Both of them experiencing some significant tire wear. Sergeant Cross, every time he takes this turn right here, he always slides his vehicle out slightly to the left, and that's what's contributing to his offset tire wear right here. His 2 left tires are more significantly worn down than his 2 right tires. He needs to find a way to either even that out or prevent sliding on that side anymore to make his right turns from becoming a weakness. Cryptic has relatively even wear, roughly above core of the tank, still trying to maintain a position on Cross, but he's managing to keep ahead and just confidently keep him behind. It looks like here we have Fidesz giving his teammate a boost.
I am having flashback from last race.
AMS Enzo with Fathead closely behind him, not yielding to the Giro 1, although that may seem like a violation in this situation. Both are the class leaders right now. Looks like they're just giving them more of a gap. Looks like Enzo's trying to signal him with his hazard so he can let him by. And looks like Fathead is just taking a pit entry for the looks of it.
Passing left.
Ollie, I'm not gonna let him pass you. I think
Let
you're
Cross
a faster
put a more
racer.
significant gap on
Ultimately,
Cryptic
I
Knight
think
since
you'll
we
be
last
just
checked
fine.
in. The gap between the two is now much more significant as before.
I think I will be good.
Cryptic's still holding a 1:31.168 lap time, about 3 seconds shy behind the lead driver in the GR3 class. That's not going to bode well for him, especially this late in the race. Now more so, this is just a competition of damage control, see if he can avoid being last place. That was a bad slide right there. That's going to put uneven wear on his back left side as indicated below. You can see the back left tire is the most worn down of all 4 of them. That's probably contributing to why he's sliding out on these right-hand turns. It looks like Fidesz is more so giving up his position in the race in the Giro 1 bout and is focusing on giving his Giro 3 counterparts a boost and helping them to achieve faster straightaway speeds. But this track is mostly turns. This really isn't going to serve much benefit. This would be an excellent tactic for the previous race on Cirque de la Star, but there's not enough straight ground in this track to really take advantage of speed boosting. So it seems like this effort may just be in vain, but I mean, mostly more to the fact that it probably just helps us feel better in the long run. Enzo just now crossing a quarter tank with 4 laps to go. He likely will have enough fuel to finish up this bout. He's been extremely well with his tire and fuel management. Tires are at top-notch shape with barely any sort of degradation on them. Fathead still maintaining his position first in the Giro 1 class. It looks like he is refueled to just under half a tank with fresh tires. Ollie still holding 3rd place strong, 2nd place in the GR3 position. If my guess is correct, he's probably going to hold on to this 3rd place, 2nd for the GR3s for the rest of the race. There's really no catching up for the rest of the factions behind him. Invisible, however, is being pushed at the speed of a GR1 through these straight sections. He may catch up to Ollie within the next 2 or 3 laps if this goes down, because it looks like Tyler Man is just moving away. Just moving away from Fidus, but Fidus is doing his GR3 team a service right now and utilizing that fast vehicle and fresh tires to get them going. Check back in. Cryptic has still fallen behind Sergeant Cross, almost similar gap as when we last seen. They were holding a very good battle there on, I think, laps 18 and 19, where they traded positions almost 5 times in 2 laps. But it looks like there's just too much a gap between him and Sergeant Cross. But Cross needs to take those turns a little faster, and he's dreadfully low on field. He needs to pit this lap. Oh, it looks like Cryptic has spun out on that turn behind him, and that is going to once again set him back incredibly. He just got lapped by AMS Enzo, with Fathead following shortly behind him. It looks like Fathead's being a good sport and giving him just a slight speed boost, but that's really not going to do much against him. And Enzo's already lapped him completely. He needs to focus on getting his tires up in the shape, his fuel back up in the shape, and catching up to Cross. Cross needs to pit this lap, or else he will be dead in the water and will have to forfeit the race more than likely for falling behind all positions. Tyler Man still holding 2nd place in the GR1 bout. Just a little too far behind Fathead to really focus on any sort of reconciliation for the time loss between the two right now. Oh, a little fishy there, almost contact with the dirt. Just trying to keep his vehicle straight on those turns. Ollie still holding 3rd. The SHP team has held on to 3rd and 4th this whole race, which is fairly impressive. Both of them notching out core tank fuel left, 127.495 lap time. And it looks like he's still getting some help right there. Invisible getting help from his GR1 buddy. Honestly, I don't think Invisible really needs the help right now. I think more so the GR1 car needs to fall behind. And give Bloody a little more proximity to 3rd and 4th position.
I disagree.
Sergeant Cross still holding his position fairly well. Cryptic Knight has unfortunately fallen behind just too many times this race to properly recover. He may be able to take Cross in these next sections if he can keep up with him. But Cross has done an excellent job of outpacing Cryptic throughout this last section of the race, capitalizing on his spinouts and other mistakes that have been keeping him down for the most part. It looks like we have Fidus pushing one of his teammates. Fidus pushing Invisible, getting ready to lap Cryptic right there. And this may serve as a slight challenge, because once Invisible gets ahead of Cryptic right there, now that's going to be 2 vehicles that he has to fight to get out of last place. Looks like he is hot on his tail right now. He's pressured himself out wide on the turn, giving way, and both vehicles fall in front of him, and that is just going to push him back even farther. He's got to get ahead of both of those cars now to keep out of last place. Looks like Fathead's giving a little courtesy bump to Bloody Viper right there. AMS Enzo still holding strong in the first place position for the GR3 class. Tyler Man still holding second place, coming up on the AMS Enzo on the nice tight right-hand turn right here. Ollie, a very rough gap for him, a 41 second gap between him and pole position.
On your left.
But if you look at the times, 19 second gap between first here and then a 42 second gap, so that's roughly around 22 seconds right there posted between those two cars, so the gap between them is just still ever so increasing. Invisible still getting help from Fighters in that GR1 right there. It looks like he's just giving up the GR1 race, is just focusing on helping Invisible get around the track as fast as possible. Cryptic Knight, unfortunately, just falling behind. He's not going to be able to catch up to Sergeant Cross. We're on the last laps here. And Fathead is currently on the final lap, notated for the GR1 class. AMS Enzo, Ollie holding a similar gap. Invisible just getting pushed up towards Sergeant Cross right there. Probably just going to try and put an extra lap on him. And it looks like there's a 3-minute finish time for the rest of the racers. That should be enough, given the lap times here, that should be enough for them to complete these last two laps. Maybe so for Sergeant Cross. He's got very thin time of margin to hit. Cryptic Knight is just barely starting the 24th lap. He's got to somehow squeeze 2 130 plus laps into that sub 3-minute time frame, which isn't looking very likely for him. It looks like for the GR1s, Fathead has finished first, Tyler Man has finished second,
That score just sucked.
which Fighters will be following third very shortly. .2:15 time remaining for the racers to get up and past that finish line right here. We're focusing more so on the last place racers now, because it looks like Ollie is finishing off in his third place in the GR3 position.
Second place, A.
I tried to help you as much as I could, Ollie.
And looks like Sergeant Cross has finished.
That was no way I was
And
catching up.
Cryptic has finished.
I was just worried about a minute.
Pardon my error there, I misread the lap indicator at the top. I thought they still had 2 laps to go, but that was indeed their final lap.
Oof.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Fathead, and the winner for the GR3s was AMS Enzo. And congratulations to those two and all the other racers in this broadcast. Now we'll go ahead and unmute the party, probably for some interviews and post-game chat.
Yeah, that's really good.
I was given every one bump since I was by myself. I had no teammates, so I was just bumping everybody.
Yeah.
We definitely narrowed the gap to your team.
Yes, how many died on lap 1 almost? I almost spun, someone spun.
Christ, Fides.
What
There
happened
was-
at turn 1, bro?
So on turn 1, lap 1, there was about 3 cars that had overshot the track limit, and one of them spun out towards the middle. That was
Alright, so... Yeah, the tires are, like, super cold, so I couldn't even brake.
Yeah, my
then I
tires
spun
were
out,
super
and I
cold
did
that
not
I
mean to hit
braked into the
Cryptic.
corner, and it didn't help. I went off track. So did Tyler, followed me
Yeah.
out. Same with corner 2. My tires were still cold, even hard on the brakes. My car just slid out on the edge of the track.
So
On
unfortunately,
corner one, lap one, I went wide to avoid Fathead, and he ended up coming even more wide towards me, so I had to run over the curb on the outside and not run into him.
Yeah,
so
that was my bad, Cryptic. I
invisible.
didn't mean to hit you.
So unfortunately, it sounds like you had a negligent contact with a Cryptic that set him back so bad that he
Yeah, I did not
was
mean
he got put into last place, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to penalize that, and I don't know how many points I'm gonna penalize, but even though it was not intentional, it was still negligent, and you know.
Can I just point out
we all knew
real quick?
we all knew we had cold tires, and you know, the first corner is always the worst.
A move that I would like to be reviewed, I don't remember if it was lap 1 or lap 2, is when I got absolutely sent by Fidesz and he almost shoved me off in the sand. Because when I look back, I was completely ahead of him, and he sent it in the turn, I think it's 3. It's either 3 or 4.
What you say? What happened now?
I went to turn into the corner, and when I went to turn into the corner, next thing I know, I look over and I have a GR1 right into my door. He almost shoved me out on the sand. And when I look back on the straight, I was completely ahead of him.
Are we gonna do a race? We're gonna do interviews, or?
Oh yeah. I accidentally fucking braked too. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. It was the first lap, right?
How bad did it set? Did it set Tyler back real bad? And did you gain?
It just made me go wide a little bit. I wouldn't say it set me back that bad.
I stick in my position still. I was still in third, so I really didn't gain or lose it. I just accidentally hit the brakes a little too late.
It was just a little bit of contact. Then Tyler, do you think a penalty is deserved, or what?
Nah.
Okay.
I gotta do a victory lap. Woo! Oh no, wait, I know exactly what I gotta do. I know exactly what I gotta do. Hold up. I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Hey, Melody, you are gonna put her lobby up, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the liveries before you put the lobby up?
Yeah, you know, I think that'd be a good idea.
How long
I've only got 2 that I want them.
Yeah, that's up to Manji. Okay, wait, where's the start line? Here it is. Here we go.
Wait, how long was
Well, I thought you were doing the race interviews. Go ahead.
No, Manji's the person to do everything. So.
All right, Manji, start interviewing, Manji.
Hey, Bloody.
I don't think Manji's here.
Yeah. Hey, Bloody.
Hey, Manji, did you die?
I think Monty left.
No, I'm currently putting together.
Was gonna get me with like his consistency and how he was doing. I thought he was gonna get me.
Dude, that car, I don't know what happened. Like, it just was struggling.
Bad.
Yes.
Are privates allowed to use the color red or no?
Or what?
Are privates allowed to use the color red?
I'm not actually. I don't know. I've been using the color red for so long that I do not know.
Tyler, do you know?
I don't know either. I'll have to wait till Bloody comes back.
I actually drove very sloppy overall.
Who's asking?
I'm gonna try and slide it.
Oh, me. Fighters. Are privates allowed to use the color red for ACG?
Oh yeah, this thing will not slide.
Okay, alright, so.
Bro, at one point, Invisible was about to overtake me. Fidesz was like pushing him, and he got like so close to me.
I know, and then this motherfucker went to pits. I was like, shit.
I was about to come on the mic and say, bro, what the hell?
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start with the post-race interviews. I'm going to start with the GR1 class and move on down to the GR3 class, starting with Fathead. So, Fathead, both the dominant lead in the first race and the dominant lead in the second race. What were your tactic changes from race 1 to race 2 to help maintain that first place position for you?
Well, compared to race 1, it was more of a very high speed style race, and I had a lot of fast opponents. My car definitely was not the fastest speed car out there. I had to worry about the 787 and the LM55 and even that 908 or not 908, R18 that Fidesz was driving. But this one, I actually had a very big worry with Tyler switching to the 908 because I know